All right, you're back with BSN with Y Eagle Y, and you got a special guest for you today. It's Barker. So, you want to tell a little about yourself?
Not much to tell. I'm a plain Jane, blue collared worker just like everybody else. Probably at least all the people listening to us there, the ones that matter. The ones that pay all their money into taxes and watch them go floating way down the river, wondering where all your money went.
Mm,
Uh, but other than that, yeah, I just about as normal gets, I guess.
how's Tennessee weather up there?
It hasn't been too bad. Um, it's always hit or miss, but we had a little snow, a little bit of ice a couple weeks ago, but here lately it's just been we got that cold front in. I think everybody got in and had a little bit of an Arctic blast, and we've had temps down into I think about 7, 8 degrees somewhere around there at night for at least the past couple days. So of course you got to worry about your pipes freezing and stuff like that, and then of course your animals outside. So it always causes more work when the temperature drops down like that. What about yourself? I heard y'all got just a little bit of snow down there.
Yeah, it was over 6 inches we had here locally, and then a little south of us, believe it or not, had 12 inches.
Wow.
So, and it wasn't like the normal icy uh, snow that we usually get. It was powdery, And I spoke with a few people, older people. They said that this is the first time in their lifetime they've actually seen the powdery type of snow here. So that was new.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's how long's it been? Well, I mean, if you said in their lifetime, it's been a long time.
Yeah, yeah, been a long time.
Well, that's
So
good. Yeah, I saw a few pictures. They had snow and stuff on the beaches and stuff down in Florida.
yeah,
Uh,
that's wild, ain't it?
Crazy,
Florida.
right?
There. I think what was it, Jacksonville or Pensacola?
I don't remember. There was so many places that got snow that don't typically get snow. Georgia, I think it was St. Augustine. Maybe they had snow there. I'd have to look or so, but yeah, it was crazy. People were out there showing pictures and videos and stuff on it. It was interesting. Can't say I've ever seen snow on a beach in the South like that before, but it brings a whole new meaning to a beach vacation down in Miami or Pensacola or Panama City or something like that.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I know we had the boys here. They were looking forward to the snow, but they missed it. And from what I understand, is the first week of February we're going to get another Arctic uh, cold front, and prediction is like 2 feet of snow with this second storm coming through.
For y'all down
Yeah,
there?
yeah,
Oh,
that's
well,
pretty wild.
we
But
didn't get any snow on this blast up here. It's just been cold. We haven't had any snow or anything like that, so I'd rather have the snow than just the cold. At least you got something nice to look at while you're freezing your balls off. But guess you take what you can when you can.
yeah, like I said, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So the talk around on the media here lately is for the inauguration day. Oh, Elon Musk got a video for everybody. They can watch it, interpret it themselves. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that if a person was a neo-Nazi, they're gonna show signs well before you know that that's what they are. They're hardcore people. So let's I'm gonna go ahead and throw this up there for y'all. Y'all can watch it. And Barker, you can let me know what you think about it.
elections that elections they come and go. Some elections are, you know, important, some are not. But this one, this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured.
All right. So, many people could take this and run with it, especially if they're not real familiar with Elon Musk. So, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, uh, I think we all know he's a little on the spectrum. That's why he's smart as he is. That's why he does some of the things he does. I honestly, I think he was just I think he was extremely grateful and happy, and he let people know, and that was his way of doing it. I don't think he sat there and said, "Hey, I'm gonna go with this Hitler theme. Let's see what happens." You remember back when they said we were all Nazis. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think he did that at all. I think it was literally a heartfelt. You know, he was happy. I mean, look at him. Look, after he did that, he had his hand over his chest and everything, fingers spread apart. He was happy, man. So my interpretation is he was happy, man. He was full hearted. He was happy. And he wanted everybody to know about it.
Yeah. There's also some video that they didn't show. I love the media. They'll pick and cut and paste what they want for their agenda. And one thing that you'll notice is that he was next to Barron Trump, and when he heard about the introduction to the bill to help put a man on Mars, that dude was like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
Like this dude, it's like he was excited, and then so you can just imagine once it's your turn to get up on that podium and give your thoughts to and thanks to everyone. There's no telling what you might do. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean,
and
yeah. He's excited. He's got all kinds of stuff running through his head. I mean, he's fixing to take a position to help minimize unnecessary government spending. He's fixing to do quite a few things, and he's still going to manage the stuff he's got going on. He's got all kinds of stuff going on. He's happy. He's as giddy as a schoolgirl. I mean, it's kind of like you said. He's a kid in a candy factory. He's having a blast right now, and I think honestly, he's happy. He wants everybody to know he's happy, and he's yeah. So I don't think anything he did there had any kind of neo-Nazi representation to it or anything like that. But look at the media. Why do you think Trump's the president right now? Because the media is full of shit. They spin everything in the direction they want it to go in. They want people to believe it a different way. But guess what? They found out that we have our own brain. We interpret our own stuff. We don't necessarily go with everything the way they're spinning it. And they found out this go around. That's what happened. So, I mean, sucks for the media, but just be happy that the man's happy for what he did. He's telling everybody thank you for everything. He's really appreciative. So why can't they just leave it alone and say, hey, he's a happy man?
yeah, you're talking about a guy that fights for your freedom of speech on platforms and throughout the United States. And this guy ain't even, this dude wasn't even born here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think isn't he South Africa. So
I don't know, to be honest with you. It might be the case.
Yes. Let me go ahead and pull it up and see. That way we're not just guessing.
Yeah, some facts are good facts. Good facts are some facts.
All right, so Let me go. I'm gonna go ahead and put this up so other people can see this. All right, so we'll go ahead and pause that. But also an American statesman. Let's see here. Where is Elon Musk from? He was born in South Africa, but currently resides in Texas.
Right.
So, yeah, okay. So it was South Africa. And, like, this guy cares more about the American people than anybody I've seen recent in the media, you know?
Yeah.
And it's always, even, like, good people get tore down with today's media.
But I mean, you know what I find interesting about that is he's from South Africa, right? Now, look at this man. He's what they say. I think they came out and said he's the richest man in the world right now. Like a little less than $500 billion, something like that.
I don't know if that changed after he bought Twitter.
I don't know if it did or not. I think they had said he was the richest man in the world, or maybe the richest man in the U.S. I can't remember, but I want to say it was like $450 billion, $500 billion, what they said he was worth, something along those lines. But anyway, the man is from South Africa. He came to the U.S. I mean, I'm just because of my time in the military and being abroad, especially in Europe and stuff like that. You know how many people we ran into on a daily basis there that wanted to come to America? And if you asked them, it was always the land of the free. You know, you can do anything in America. And so many of them wanted to come to America to make for a better situation for them or their family or this, that, and other. And look what this man did. South Africa, he comes here, and now he's one of the richest men in the world. Here in America. You know? It's just crazy.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share another page. And it is, let's see, it's dated January 23rd, 2025. All right, so, see, Forbes 2025 billionaire list.
Here we go.
We'll scroll down. Top 10 richest people in the world as of 2025, and Elon Musk is number one.
Okay. Yep, 433. All right.
Yeah. Jeff Bezos is in second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so third. So, yeah, man. Holding number one, apparently.
Holding number one. I mean, it's a little less than 450, but you know what? 450, 430 billion. I mean, who's counting at this point, you know?
Yeah. You know, I mean, at least he's trying to do something good with his money. Mm-hmm. Not only employ people, but, you know, take it to the next level, try to inhabit Mars.
Now, there's a couple things I look at him and I'm like, I don't know if I can be on the same bandwagon there. What did he call it? He's made these humanoids or something like that.
You talking about the Tesla robots?
Yeah. And he said by, was it 2027, 2028, he wanted to have like 1 million of them made or something along those lines. I could be wrong on the numbers. I don't know where I saw it from. But, yeah, it was, I don't know how I feel about that, you know? I mean, we're creeping in on AI. That's relatively new. And then now we've got these humanoid type bot things that he's making. I don't know. It seems like we're going kind of fast paced. I just don't know how to pull all that together. It's interesting for sure. I mean, are we gonna go more towards the iRobot side of the house, or are we gonna go more towards the bicentennial man side of the house? You know, there's two very different realities there. So it's interesting.
I'm trying to look up some info on it. Estimation of how much it would cost for one of those would be the Optimus, they call it, is around $20,000.
$20,000. You know, I would have thought it would have been a lot more expensive than $20,000.
Let's see when the release would be. Let's see here. Tesla's Optimus robot is set to become available for purchase in 2025 with limited production initially intended for internal use with Tesla.
Okay. So they're just going to keep them in house for the moment, see how they work. See how they work before they release them on the world, huh?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But I mean, that would be cool. What if you had one that was a chauffeur that drove you around? You know, what if they made that to where all cars, whether you had a Tesla car, whether you had a gas-powered car, whatever the case was, what if you had one of those guys driving you around?
Driving Miss Daisy, yeah.
Do you think it would minimize car accidents and stuff if you had a robot driving every vehicle?
That's a possibility because then they'd be programmed for one specific thing, set speed.
Right.
They would probably be able to see better in, say
Yeah.
inclement weather
Yeah.
because depending on if they have infrared,
Yeah.
there's some things we can't see that they could pick up
That's
well
right.
well ahead before we could.
Yeah. So I wonder if he's. I wonder if maybe he might promote these with Tesla. I mean, Tesla's already drives itself car type thing. But
Extra
what?
20,000, you can have your
Yeah,
own driver.
that's right. What if he starts promoting that as have your own driver type thing? You know,
Oh, that'd be
that'd be
crazy.
interesting.
I've never wanted to own a Tesla, but I might have to get one to drive me around.
I need to patent that idea before he does it.
like when I leave for work, I'm exhausted. Drive me
Right.
home.
Hmm.
No, but yeah, that'd be pretty cool though.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be interesting. Definitely interesting. It's crazy how fast all this stuff's been put together in the past few years, man. It's just it's interesting, that's for sure.
Hey, yeah, have you seen the fires and stuff in California?
Yeah, I've been watching a little bit of it. I listen to more podcasts about it with celebrities complaining about their houses burning down and the fire department screwing everything up than I have been listening to the news just because I find podcasts to be more entertaining and probably more honest on what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I liked about TikTok. You get say if something's happening right there, you could pull that phone out and record it. And
Right.
you know what? I'm going to see exactly what happened versus when it hits the media and then they cut it and edit it and only
Oh, yeah.
show you for their agenda. But going back to the fires, though, there's a map. This it was published back in November 15, 2018. But I mean, it resembles the fires. Okay, and yes, it says it's been fact checked, but I want to show you something. And the fact check says it's false, but I want you to look at this. I'm gonna put it up on the screen because it was brought to my attention, and when I seen it, I was like, man. Let's see here, and it's a little hard to find, so you have to go to you can't just search for it and it'll pop up. I mean, you can go to Snopes and stuff.
Well, you saw Hair Gel Newsom. Oh yeah, I saw that. What's his name? Hair Gel Newsom got up there, and they were talking to him about these fires and everything, and he was talking about something along the lines of getting this extra land or money or this, that, and other. So I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think he's like the I guess you can say the tin hat portion of me thinks all this was planned out so they can do something sketchy with the land and everything and buy it for pennies on the dollar. But
There's a lot of a lot of people saying that,
mhm.
especially the insurance companies. They have what a lot of people said that they did have fire insurance, and when this broke out, that many insurance companies dropped the fire insurance on these properties
I think
because they would go bankrupt.
the bigger ones, yeah. I think State Farm is one of the bigger ones that canceled a lot of the insurance policies with the fire and stuff, from what I had heard.
That's pretty wild. You have this contract, and it's not set to renew. Say I do a 6 month, or I do a year. You know what I'm saying? That price of that contract or that package, and whatever you buy within the 6 month or that year that you're paying for should be honored. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Now, if you want to renew and take out the fire insurance, notify the people, fine, do that. That way they could search and find some other insurance company that provides better service.
Yeah, I don't know how soon they canceled those policies. I don't know if they canceled them like that year when their stuff was set to renew, and they said, "Hey, we're not doing it anymore." Because you got to think this is not the first, second, or third time California's had a bad fire like this. You know, they've been having them since like 2007, 2008, something like that. Probably even before then, but that's the earliest one I can remember. So,
The
I mean, I'm sure they canceled them, well in advance. The problem was is people just couldn't afford to get insurance. Like if somebody's canceling your fire insurance because you haven't done anything bad, but just because hey we can't cover you anymore, like we can't do it. Chances are you're not going to find another insurance company that can do it for you, or it's going to be astronomical in cost.
well, they what I'm hearing is, and you know how the media they just take it and run with it, but a lot of them
Hmm.
saying that they once the fire started breaking out, they started canceling. A lot of insurance companies started canceling. Now I don't know if they did that. If it's even legal.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
know if it's legal
so
if you can do that. That's kind of like me having flood insurance, and then the whole area around here floods, and then a day or two before my house floods, my USA calls me and says, "Hey, we know you got flood insurance, and we know it's currently actively flooding in the area you're in, but yeah, we can't, yeah, we're gonna cancel your flood insurance." I don't think they can do that legally, but I mean, I'm not a lawyer, I don't know, but I don't think they can.
you got to read the fine print.
I'm sure there's fine print to cover all their asses. They always have that.
But before we move on, I just want to let everybody know before I get fact checked on YouTube or something like that. This is from Snopes, and it says that this was a false. So, but I just wanted to show like like what it looks identical of what the rail system was. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, what we'll go ahead and we'll take that off the screen.
Well, I don't know if it was specifically for that, but it's definitely interesting to see these fires. And then they've caught people that were actually setting fires, from my understanding, and they've
Oh
caught
yeah, immigrants or
yeah,
illegal or
illegal immigrants, yeah.
illegal, yeah,
Uh,
legal immigrants.
and then they caught, they've had rioters go through, and I don't mean like 20 or 30 rioters going from neighborhood to neighborhood. We're talking like in the hundreds,
Yeah, I remember
going
that
looting.
lady. That lady was talking about her neighbor's house. There was hundreds lined up
Hmm.
going through their fence and like going through that house.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, wow, over a
uh,
hundred people.
yeah. So, but I watched something. I'd have to find the thing with Governor Newsom there, and he's talking to them about. I guess he was talking about how Hawaii went through this with the whole volcano and all that stuff, and then he was talking about California. This is happening in California. Hopefully, we'll get how they did with Hawaii, and we'll get some of this, and it was interesting. It just. I mean, if you look at him, he's doing like a little shuffle with the shoulders.
Oh yeah, well, I seen that. I was like, "What the heck is
I mean,
that?"
when I first saw it, I was like, "Is this some kind of AI generated thing?" Like, man, sitting
Dude dancing around on the show.
dances with people on a damn news broadcast while people's houses are burning down, talking about all that stuff. I mean, that's just. But I mean, I guess he's not all there either. Maybe all that hair guy's fucking him up.
You speak of hair gel, but I don't know if you've seen the Joe Rogan podcast with Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was hilarious. He's like, he was given the money to clear the forest and keep it up so that we wouldn't have these fire outbreaks. He must have used all that money on his hair gel.
On the hair gel, yeah.
Like what?
Whoops.
That Mel Gibson's something else, man. He's a character.
He is. He got on Fox and they were doing his interview and everything on there. They, I think, what's her name had asked him if what he thought about these fires, if he thought they were just coincidental or whatnot, and it's just his body language and the way he reacted. It just totally made it seem like it was a intended thing. Now why, I don't know, but that's just how I took it when I watched it,
And it could be intentional, and you'll never know. Kind of like the Kennedy assassination.
No.
But I am kind of glad that RFK is over the Food Administration now, though, because he could clean up some of this, poisonous foods that we've been getting. I don't know if you've watched, but man, he's already on a roll with the red dye getting banned in the United States.
Oh yeah, my wife's already upset about that because I guess the drink that she drinks has that. Is it red number 3 dye or something like that?
I believe it is.
Anyway, it's in her drink, so now she's got a. I'm sure the companies will figure out something to substitute or fix it or something like that.
And change the color or something. You know what I'm saying? You can make the same flavor, but it's been known over a decade that cause cancer in rats, lab rats. So
well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the U.S. Take the EU, and then take us. There's you talk about different countries and stuff, but I mean, there's things that have been banned in the EU that we use on a daily basis here, and they've been banned for years. I think Skittles. I don't even think you can buy Skittles in the UK. I think Skittles one of those.
So you can go to a Canadian website. Okay, Fruit Loops example. Right.
Oh yeah, the pigmentation and the color.
The brightness of the American Fruit Loops is like bright, colorful, and then Canadian dull, but healthier,
Well, I mean, it's all right. So if you're a food manufacturer, what draws people in to buy your particular item? Okay, and look at it. It goes with everything. Okay, you want bright, vibrant things, right? If you go to the store to buy steaks, do you want that steak that looks dullish red, or do you want one that looks nice, bright and pink? And of course they put their own additives and stuff in there when they have those steaks. They rotate blood out or stuff like that to make it like that.
Water injection.
Yeah, it's same thing with cereals and candies and stuff like that. People are attracted. It's normal things. It's like a fish that sees a bright, flashy hook. I mean, it's
Yep.
that type of stuff that attracts you, and
Yeah,
it's everywhere.
they're
It's
they're targets to children though.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying with the
Now,
cereal.
I'm not saying that what they put in there is right. I don't think you should. I think you should try and keep stuff as limited to what it should be safely without adding all that stuff to it, if that makes any sense at all. I don't think you should just go pumping it with a bunch of extra stuff to make it vibrant and more eye appealing if you know those potential things can cause issues, whether it's, you know, tumors in mice or thyroid issues or glaucoma or,
Obesity, diabetic.
yeah, I
You know,
mean,
there's and I watched a podcast with Joe Rogan and RFK, and he goes back like my previous episodes. We spoke about it, and RFK said, go back, 1950s or earlier. If you a black and white picture of a stadium with people, and you couldn't find an obese person in that stand.
yeah,
And he said something happened, in the 1950s on, that something changed in our foods or diets, and then now you can't find, it's hard, like if you take a picture of a stadium now, all you see is obesity. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So,
yeah.
and I agree. There's a lot of things we shouldn't be intaking, and yeah, they're they use the color to sell their stuff, but I'd rather my health.
Yeah, I mean, my wife and I mean, it's the beginning of the year, right? It's 2025. What's the biggest thing everybody does in the new year? Oh, I want to lose weight. I want to look good, so I can go looking at good at the beach. Like yeah, everybody wants to lose weight. So of course, me and the wife sat down. We're like, yeah, we can do a diet. What kind of diet are you interested in? Do we want to do this? Do we want to do that? I mean, everybody's the same way. And I've about decided after everything I've read and some of the stuff I've looked into, and then of course patients I have that come in on a daily basis and stuff like that. I think I'm going to go with a more natural diet. Your fruits and berries, things that are simple and common around here. I'm going to stay away from the nuts and the seeds and the oils from different seeds and things like that. And I'm just going to go, I don't want to say carnivore diet because I don't think that's the best diet for you
maybe
personally.
maybe keto.
Yeah, I could see a keto where you're limiting your carbohydrates.
Yeah,
There are some things on keto that I'm not too crazy about as far as some of their dairy stuff that they had when I was reading that. But I think I'm going to go more towards a beef or lamb beef, something along those lines. But I'm wanting to stick with like pasture graze, not grain fed, not grain finished. Even though grain finished beef is like totally awesome compared to grass fed beef, but um,
I don't know,
even
man. Like
venison stuff like that.
I'd rather wild pork than
Yeah, yeah,
domestic pork.
yeah, yeah. I
Taste
think
is different.
yeah, it is. It's a huge difference in taste. Plus, think about all the chemicals, hormones, antibiotics, things like that. Like you can talk to these guys, and I worked on a farm for a while, and I've sat there and listened to them say, "Oh yeah, they're antibiotic free and grass fed, and we don't put any." Yeah, they are. They are up until the point they get sick, and then you have to dope them up with antibiotics and everything else. But yeah, they're I don't know. I think I'm just that's what I'm going to kind of go for. We're going to give it a 30-day shot, see how it goes, and I'm hoping within the 30 days, if I feel better, I think I'm going to do some intermittent fasting, maybe like a 16 and 8 thing for intermittent fasting, or do maybe a little water fasting type diet. Um, because I've read a lot of good stuff about the water fasting as far as resetting your cells, help clears out bad cells, stuff like that. I think I'm going to look into all that stuff, and we're going to start that around the February time frame. But Yeah, man. With everything going on and listening to listening to everything that's going on, especially with him now be taking over and everything, I'm thinking things will get a little better, a lot better, as far as health wise goes.
Yeah.
Maybe make things easier for us to get, especially in that aspect of things, because I can go to the store and I can get Fruit Loops all over the place, and I can get everything that's not supposed to be good for you.
It's a
It's
lot
right there.
cheaper. A lot
Yeah,
cheaper too.
it's a
A
lot
lot
cheaper.
cheaper.
But if I decide I'm going to walk back there and pick up lamb chops or something, well, a set of lamb chops is going to run me, 15, $20. But if I want to go with some ramen noodle, well, 15 or $20, I can get enough ramen noodle to feed me for the month. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's hopefully they change that around, make it a little more tolerable for everybody, a little easier for everybody. That way, people don't have to sit there and say, "Well, I've got to get the bad stuff because that's all I can afford." I'd
I
like
could,
to see healthy foods available for the average person on a daily basis.
yeah, I could tell you that I've tried a couple diets. We had a competition, and I don't recommend this for anyone, but I done this for 3 months. I kept my calorie intake 1,000 calories a day, drinking
Oof.
plenty of water. It was rough, not gonna lie, rough. But I tell you what,
Yeah,
I dropped 43 pounds in 3 months doing a
yeah,
1,000 calories a day, and I won that competition. But that was unhealthy, loss of weight, and you gain it back quick,
yeah.
But
That's a big calorie deficit right there.
yeah, especially if you work, you know what I'm saying. If you're physical activity,
Oh yeah,
you're like run down, tired. But I could tell you though, towards the end of that third month, like I felt great. Uh, I could definitely fit in my clothes better.
yeah.
Had to order a whole nother set, but um, yeah, I don't recommend it. It's unsafe. Don't you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a good way and a bad way to do anything, but I just want to see the grocery stores more realistic for people to buy stuff in, and good stuff. Mom shouldn't have to go there or dad or whatever and say, "I'm on a budget. Groceries are astronomical. I can only afford $200, um, this week or for the next 2 weeks for groceries. So we're going to be doing lunch meat and cereal and ramen noodles, and we're going to get some broths over here, and I might buy some chicken livers over there. We'll boil them down." I mean, I think they should be able to walk in there and realistically get healthy food uh, for a decent price. You shouldn't have to be.
Oh yeah, I agree totally. That's like I watch. I don't know how far or how much did you follow the TikTok ban, right? But they had Chinese people that had posted some videos showing like their economy, or I wouldn't say economy, but I would say like their grocery stores,
Mhm.
and it kind of reminded me of like watching Andy Griffin back, uh, because they could buy. It was, I think she said it was 3 kilograms of corn on the cob,
Mhm.
and it was 98 cents, equivalent to 98 cents American, and 3.3 kilograms. I'd have to think. What is that? A little over 2 pounds, maybe. Let me see.
3.3 kilos. That's like 7 pounds.
Let's see. Yeah, yeah, 7.2 pounds of corn for 98 cents.
Yeah,
Man, that's
that's
so like.
I don't know.
They also showed like their travel. They travel with Subway, like they use the Subway and stuff like that.
Now they have a hell of a transportation system over there.
Oh man, and cheap. It's
Hmm.
like uh, say 50 cents,
It's
like
crazy.
equivalent to travel. I think America has gotten so greedy at trying to make the dollar, and I can't blame the people because, you can make the money and the government wants their share and they take like 50 to 60%. So then you got to increase the price just to live, so.
Mhm. Well, I mean, so look at America. You know, we've always looked at it as land of the free, right? People come here to make something out of themselves because you can make something out of yourself. You can make money. You can do whatever you want to do. Within reason. You can uh, you can make money here. You can do a lot of things here you can't do in other societies.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's I don't want to say it's greed, but people do come here with the idea to make money, and when you make money for so long, you want to keep making money. So you do what you got to do to make sure that that income's still rolling in, and unfortunately, that means taking more money for other people's pockets. And
Well,
some of that could be a greed thing, and some of it could be other people's greed that
it could be the government
is,
greed.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's.
well, let's see if you think about it, okay? So you open a business, and I'm just talking about hypothetically, okay? I'm going to hire you, all right? So the government tells me that I have to pay taxes on you, okay?
Mhm.
So then I have to say that your wage is going to be this. And I can't pay you like I should pay you because I'm going to take a portion of that to pay for your taxes that I have to pay the government. Or
Mhm.
a portion of your insurance, or a lot of people don't see that. They think, "Man, I need better wages." Well, it's hard to get better wages if the company is not getting if the company is getting taxed like crazy from the government, or
Mhm.
on top of them getting taxed, we are getting taxed.
Yeah.
I know you were talking about tax. You'd love it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I love some tax. Um. Yeah. I don't have anything good to say about taxes. Well, some taxes are necessary. Taxes are taxes, right? So things aren't going to always pay for themselves, and I think we all understand that. But the issue that I take from it is, um, while we do need a federal tax to an extent to take care of us as far as national defense goes, things like that. I think as far as our federal money comes from, a portion of it can come from taxes, and it should be a very small portion that comes from taxes. But I think the majority of that needs to come from international trade as far as tariffs and things like that.
I
I don't
definitely
think,
agree.
yeah, I don't think it
Definitely.
should come from the people here. I think, I think what you should do is the states. They know how to rule and maintain their own area with the people that they have there. And if you look at it this way, each state. If you thought of each state as a country, to where we're all very similar, and we're the same in some aspects, but we have different beliefs or different ideologies, things like that. If I go to Washington and they've got a LBGTQ whatever parade going on or something, that's not my forte. And if you come down to Tennessee, you might not see a whole lot of that down here like you would in Washington or something. Now, if that's what they want to do and that's how they do things, that's fine. But what I'm saying is a lot of us are the same, but we have different aspects to our states and the way we think and how we're raised and stuff like that. So the states know how to take care of their own people. With that being the case, I think the states should have their own tax, and the majority of what you pay in your taxes shouldn't go to the federal government. It should go to the states, and the states should monitor and they should take care of how they want their people raised as far as education goes.
Yep.
They should take care of how they want what they
The
decide.
roads.
Yeah, their own infrastructure, things like that. If they sit there and say, you know what, we're an agricultural area, and we don't have anything against people wanting to learn and become doctors or nurses or scientists or this, that, and the other, but we want to make it more prevalent for people that want to get into agriculture. So we're going to put all these different grants and schools together. You can learn how to do livestock type agriculture there. You can learn how to do farming and that type of agriculture there. If you want to do agroengineering type stuff or irrigation type stuff, I mean, they should throw all it together, and the people that live in those states, that's where tax money's going. It's going to your infrastructure. It's going to your education. It's going to stuff like that. In Tennessee, we may be more inclined to do agricultural type stuff, to where if you're in Texas, y'all might be more inclined to do oil and livestock, things like that, as far as bulls, longhorns, whatever they have down there, whatever their product is. If you go up
Yep.
to I don't know, say Washington, they want to do timber. Well, guess what? Have them put their money in timber, and then let your states sit there and negotiate between each other on who needs what. If Virginia needs food for the winter and all that stuff, and they don't do a whole lot of crop-based growing and stuff like that, but they do a hell of a lot of fracking and stuff like that for natural gases.
They could trade within the states.
That's right. We can
Yeah.
trade within the states, and it's all taken care of. States are taken care of by states, and the only
Yeah.
thing the federal government's there for is to maintain laws that carry over to every state, and then to
And
sit
work for the people, not,
there. Yeah, work for
us work for them.
yeah, yeah. That's how it should be. They deal with national defense and stuff like that, and leave the states to the states. And I don't think there's anything wrong with federal government having power. Um, that's what makes it the United States instead of just the state of Tennessee or the state of Florida, the state of Louisiana. It's we're the United States. So
Yeah.
the government's
You-
got to have some power.
United, though. We all
Yeah.
have to be united.
That's right. The government's
So-
got to have some power. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just feel like the government has too much power to an extent. We've allowed it to happen, and nobody's doing anything about it. And I totally agree with the whole concept of term limits. If we put a term limit on the man that's in charge of the country, who has the most to gain and the most to give, and the most to pay if something screws up, and he can only serve 8 years as the president, why do we have these congressmen and women that are
Lifetime.
lifers
Yeah.
in the House or the Senate or whatnot? And the interesting thing is they make good money. They don't make great money, but they make good money. But you tell me how somebody that's making 150, $220,000 most in Congress a year, after I don't know 5-10 years, now they got $10 million.
Insider trading.
That's right. There's a lot of stuff. They control a lot of stuff. They know the ins and outs of a lot of stuff. And yeah, they're given more information than the general public. And I think we saw a lot of that with the trades that a lot of them were doing, especially what was her name, Nancy Pelosi or whatever. That they
Pelosi, yeah.
Pelosi.
Yeah.
That,
I mean, you could butcher it all you want.
she-
Not my
she did a
favorite.
lot of that trading shit. I guess she sat on a committee or something like that did stuff like that, and then she moved a lot of money around, and it was all over the news. But of course, you got one news station that's probably telling it 3/4 of the way accurate, and then you got 7 other news stations that are totally spinning it so it don't look like she did anything wrong. So it really makes you wonder what was actually done. But I definitely think a lot of that stuff needed to be reviewed. But who's going to review the Congress people? They're the ones that make the laws, right?
Yep.
So
Yep. They what they do is they'll have a bunch of people do their work. They'll tell them, I want this added, and this added, and throw them in. I got 500 pages. Okay, I want you to
Yeah,
put.
mix them
I
up.
want.
I don't want nobody to read it.
Yeah, I want you to put what I want to pass to law in page 350, and then I
Mm,
want this one put in, say 375, and I want
yeah,
this one put in this. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to have a team to tear through this stuff to be able to read everything. You know, you don't know what they're
yeah,
passing.
yeah. And there were some things. I think maybe was it around the government shutdown time frame last year when they were looking at some of that stuff, and a couple of those guys got on there, and they're Republicans. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm more or less a Republican in most cases. But anyway, they were some Republicans that didn't vote. And I'm reading it and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? Why didn't y'all do that stuff? And then they get on there and they explain it and stuff. And it's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't sign it. I couldn't sign it because it was 1,000 pages long, and we got it the night before. I
Yeah,
can't read 1,000 pages of a document like that in less than 24 hours, and you want me to vote on it?
I'd have to
No.
have one hell of a team,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we'd have to split the paperwork up.
Yeah, because they put stuff in there. It may be a document talking about government securities of this, this, and this, but then in there it says unlimited term limits for this, or a 10% raise for congressman here on this, and it's all buried in there. You give somebody 1,000 page document after you've stuck those little things in there, they're not going to come across it because the general synopsis is,
Not all
oh,
of them.
yeah, this is going to benefit us with this, and everybody's on board with it bipartisanship wise, and then little things like that are in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um, Not to get off subject, but I did. I was reading. I seen an article. I believe it was Tom's Guide. Let's see. Yeah, Tom's Guide, and the headline was like, "They're coming for your dreams," and it says scientists warn as advertisers infiltrate our subconscious. And I don't know if you've seen that lately, but Burger King, Xbox, and Coors are some of the brands that's using the TDI, and what they use imaging, uh, to where when you go to bed, you thinking about Burger King or Xbox, excuse me, stuff like that, and I find that could be dangerous. You know,
yeah. So it's like a uh, so it's giving you like a what I guess what is it called? It's some type yes, some kind of subconscious something in their advertisement there.
companies manipulating our subconscious is the stuff of this dystopian nightmares.
Hmm.
Let's see here. It is to induce specific dreams when you sleep, and it seems businesses are starting to experiment with TDI. Let's see. Yeah, I read the article a while back.
Hmm. It doesn't surprise me. To me, uh, it's no different than me getting on my phone. Like, I said my wife and I were going to do this whole dieting thing, right? So I'm on here looking at like uh, supplements. What's got the best nutrition and what's got the best mineral and vitamins for the cost, and what's natural versus uh, not natural. Like I'm looking through all this stuff on my phone and the computer and all that stuff, and I'm not paying any attention. I'm looking at a bunch of different stuff like men's one a day and AG1 or AGI, whatever it's called. I mean, I'm looking at all these different things, and then I'd be damned if I sit there and get on YouTube and I'm cleaning house and stuff, and I'm listening to my music and stuff on YouTube or podcast or whatnot, and then all of a sudden the first damn advertisement that pops up is, try this AG1. It's perfect for this, this, and this. And if you buy this, you get the package with
man.
this, and this. And I'm like, what the hell, man? I
Uh,
just looked it up, but how the
Tracking
hell?
cookies, man. Tracking
Yeah,
cookies.
I'm
You
telling
know.
you, I guess it's no different than any of that stuff. It's just,
Yeah, it's everywhere.
yeah.
But now, I would rather tracking cookies than somebody infiltrate my
Subliminal message.
dreams,
Yeah.
and all I'm thinking about is drinking a Coors Light, because I definitely do not drink Coors Light unless Coors wants to throw
Give
throw
you sponsorship.
throw me a sponsorship.
Throw a few bones your way.
Yeah, I'd definitely drink some Coors on live,
Yep.
podcasts without a
Yeah,
doubt.
get away with that.
But yeah, no, man, it's just I find it weird because they could, if a ad company can do that, what could other people do?
Yeah, subliminal messages are pretty crazy. I wonder where they did all that research and stuff to know what to say, what to do, because that's. I mean, I guess anything could be subliminal if you practice it. I'm sure the CIA's got something that makes everybody.
Yeah,
He's shooting out subliminal messages all the time, I'm sure. But yeah, for advertisement, that would be. I would almost think that's illegal. If you put something out there like that, and
here you go. I got a section for you. All right, so Burger King, the fast food chain, produced a nightmare burger for Halloween that had a unique combination of proteins in the cheese and meat, designed to disrupt people's REM sleep, which would then induce nightmares. This was clinically proven in a trial of 100 people over 10 nights, where those who ate the nightmare burger were 3.5 times more likely to experience nightmares. That's wild.
it's in the food, though.
Let's see,
Like it's in
Xbox.
the food.
Yeah. Let's see, for Xbox. For the Made, excuse me. For the Made from Dreams campaign, Xbox asked gamers to play their Xbox Series X console and using TDI recorded and analysis lucid dreams after playing. They then created visual and audio content based off recreating these dreams. PlayStation. To advertise their new game, Tetris Effect, PlayStation used a TDI study that showed those who played Tetris during the day for an extended period of time saw the same visuals as they were falling asleep or when they were asleep.
Oh, damn. Could you imagine that? Be asleep and picturing Tetris in the
Yeah. Flip the block. Flip it. Oh, no, it's going in wrong. Yeah, you just better not hope you're trying to stick the block somewhere else. Oh, man. Might get slapped.
Yeah, but is it a good slap or a bad slap?
Who will know? Maybe you
Yeah.
should watch a video and try it tonight. But well, we're coming to a close though. So, you got anything you want to wrap up with, or?
No, man, I appreciate you inviting me to it. It's been a it's been a good time, my man.
Yeah, it's
Definitely. Yeah.
definitely been a work in progress. I've tried to progress with each episode, and for the viewers out there, stay tuned. All we can do is get better.
Yeah.
So,
I
well,
enjoy it. It's nice. I
yeah.
like it.
So we'll go ahead and close, and thank you for watching with BSing with Y Eagle Y and featuring Barker.